So we're still in the process of implementing the levels functionality, and we've talked about the fact that the background character questions and scoring might change in the levels. So one way of thinking about what's going to happen when we move on is to think about it in terms of a flowchart. So the flag, clicking the flag is what starts our game. If we're not clicked on the flag, then everything just shows on our backgrounds, all the characters, and the last background that we were on. But if we do click the flag, then we just want to show the level 1 character, the level 1 background. We don't want to see the level 2 character. We want to ask the level 1 questions. And we want to keep doing that until level 1 is complete. Once level 1 is complete, or the level that we're on is complete, then we want to do the opposite of here. So instead of showing level 1, we want to hide the level 1 character or sprite. Instead of showing the level 1 background, we want to switch to the level 2 background. Instead of hiding the level 2, we want to show the level 2 sprite. And instead of asking level 1 questions, we want to ask the level 2 questions. So this is a way of maybe ordering the steps, and you can ask you can jumble up these steps and ask the children to place them in the right order depending on which level they are implementing at that time. So let's see how we make this switch and say that level 1 is completed. So if we go back and have a look at the code that we've got for our associated with our first character here, what we want to do is be able to tell our second sprite that this level is completed, and then we want this one to go away and hide. So we could put a condition in here to say if the score is above a particular level, a particular number, then go away and do this. But at the moment I'm just going to ask the 10 questions and then do this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a message, and I'm going to call this new message, and I'm going to say that the message is end of level 1. Okay, so that's my message. And what these messages are here is a way of sending a signal to other sprites and other backgrounds without us being able to see it on the screen, and without it interfering with this particular code that is being run. So after the 10 questions have been asked, this is just going to send a message out to anybody who's listening. So let's try and get this character to listen out for that message. So what we're going to say is, when I receive a message which says end of level 1, then what I want you to do is I want you to show, and then I want you to ask these questions, and the questions are going to be times table quiz questions. So we're not going to implement those. And we're going to do the same with our background. So normally when the flag is clicked, we want the first background to show. However, when we receive a message, so that's under events, when I receive that end of level 1 has happened, what I'd like to do is switch to background. I want to switch to the level 2 background, and so this is labeled correctly, and so that's going to go away and do that. And let's go back to here, and once it's sent out a message, then we want this to go away and hide, and then this particular script can just stop running. We don't need this to run anymore because it's kind of all finished. You don't have to do this, it will still work, but it just makes maybe it will make the program slightly faster. So instead of stopping all scripts, I only want it to stop this particular script. Now for testing purposes, just because we're on a video, I'm just going to reduce this down to 2 questions, and then I'm going to run this. And so I'm going to answer a particular question, and then it's going to ask me another one, and then hopefully go on to the next level. And there we are on level 2, and now it will start asking me questions that are associated with this particular sprite here. For this particular sprite, I have no questions, because these questions are going to be the ones that the pupils are going to construct themselves based on the model that they have just worked through here. So that's what they'll be constructing here as part of their assessment task. And in the next video, we'll look at how to further refine the assessment task and have some success criteria which are to do with functionality and with possibly usability, how it relates to the audience for which the quiz is aimed at.